Welcome in everyone, James here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about guild bosses. Now what I'm going to do in this video is, it's an endgame thing. Shooting for high scores requires a strong build and a weapon set up properly as well. This is the low level boss weapon. I've done multiple videos featuring this weapon, and I've got the Maverick Gauntlet as well. The build that I've got there is all warrior charms, full glass cannon. And this is the first time that I have tried out this boss since we leveled up. So in order to get high scores, what you need to do is you need to try and rage every single round to maximize the damage that you deal. The combo that I'm taking for this one, because it is a troll boss, is I'm taking Queen Critter for the rage damage because she is a distributor, and I'm taking Hermes with me for his max star perk, which is plus 30% chance to crit. If you don't have Hermes max stars, you can just take Nijoro. Does exactly the same thing. And in this first run, I am testing it because since we leveled up, we punch a lot harder, which makes scoring high scores a little bit different. The way that we tackle it is a little bit different, and the way that we have to strategize is a little bit different than what it used to be. So in this first run here, I am just testing out how many times I can punch and which rounds I can punch on. And you can't freely punch it until round 7. But we are only level 66, so this is only a short-term period that we're in. Once we get up to level 70, we'll be able to test things out properly, and hopefully we'll be getting closer to master bosses as well. And I found out in this test run that you can't use a Queen Critter base power even on the 7th round. At level 60 you used to be able to, but now you can't. And then for the proper run, what I'm planning to do is, because you can't really punch it until round 3, I'm going to use rage potions for rounds 1 and 2 and get those out of the way in 1 turn each. Because if you clear 2 rounds in 1 turn each, you will have 2 turns for every other round, and I think I've said that in every single guild boss video, but it is important because it takes an entire turn to inflict expose with your weapon, because that is the 4th action. So it takes a full turn for you to get that expose up, and once the enemy is exposed, that's plus 35% damage. So it is quite significant to try and get expose up as often as you can when you go in for these high scores. And what you're trying to do is bring the boss's health down as low as you possibly can, and then finish it off with a rage, because all of the overkill damage counts. It'll only say something like 20k on the screen, but all of the overkill damage counts towards your maximum score. So while anyone could go in and finish all 7 rounds, getting the high score is a little bit more technical. Even though the score doesn't even matter, the boss's health will still be deducted. It deducts based on how many rounds you beat, not how much you score. So as long as you can beat 7 rounds, then you are still contributing as much to your guild as that guy that went and got 10 million or whatever. But as I say, it's an end game thing. So then in round 4, you can punch it twice in round 4. And then in round 5, you can punch it twice. But in each of these turns, I'm swinging the sword first to get focus, because that's going to help get rage from the Maverick Gauntlet. And then on the 4th action of the turn, I'm using the sword again to inflict expose. And on the 5th round, you can only punch it twice as well. So you do have to be really gentle with it, and with other gauntlets, you're gonna have to punch a lot more, and you're gonna have to do a lot more stuff in order to gain rage, which is why a low level weapon and the Maverick Gauntlet works so well for these guild bosses. And we are stuck with these extremely squishy bosses for now, until the master bosses come out. And then in round 6, you can punch a couple more times than the other rounds, but if you watch, I only managed to punch it 3 times, and it's not left with enough health to punch it for the 4th time. If it crits anyway. If it didn't crit, I could probably get away with that with a punch there, but I didn't want to risk it. Punching higher does make it easier to bring the boss's health down though, so in addition to the heroes being higher level and dealing more damage, your punches are dealing more damage as well, so it makes it easier to chip away at the boss before you finish it with a rage. I think it's going to be pretty difficult once we do reach level 70. I think a low level guild boss weapon will be imperative to have if you want high scores. And there you have it. That's how I scored 29 million on Dagon. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have been James B09. Good luck out there.